Hey everyone, welcome! We're about to jump into something really cool today. A super powerful way to think about your money taken straight from the Financial Literacy Bootcamp guide. We're talking about the financial flywheel, a simple system that helps you build some serious momentum with your finances. Ready? Let's get into it.
Okay, let's just get right to it with a question. Be honest, does managing your money sometimes just feel overwhelming? You look at your bank account, the bills piling up, you think about the future, and it's just a lot. If you've ever felt that knot in your stomach, trust me, you are so not alone. It's a super common feeling.
And you know what? There's a really good reason why it feels that way. It's not because you're bad with money or anything like that. Nope. It usually boils down to two big things. We make decisions based on how we feel in the moment, and we just don't have a clear, simple framework to follow. It's kind of like trying to build some complicated furniture without the instructions, right? Just frustrating.
But what if? What if all that stress, all that complexity could be smoothed out? What if it could all be simplified down to just one powerful, repeating cycle? A cycle that actually builds on itself over time. Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now.
So let's talk about this idea, the personal finance flywheel. Just imagine a really, really heavy wheel, like something you'd see in an old factory. Getting it to move at first, it takes a ton of effort, right? A real grind. But then it starts to turn. And with each push, it gets a little easier, a little faster. It starts building its own momentum until it's just spinning with this incredible, unstoppable force. That's the exact same principle we're going to apply to your money.
And here it is, the core of the whole thing. It all starts with step one. You earn. Then you take some of that and you save it. What's left? You spend it, but you do it intentionally. Then you invest to make your money start working for you, and you protect everything you've built. And the final, most important step? You guessed it. You just repeat. Every single step feeds right into the next one, making the whole wheel spin faster and stronger every single time. Okay, but before we really dig into those steps, let's pause for a second and do a quick mindset reset on what money even is. Seriously, it's not just paper or numbers on a screen. The best way to think about it is as a tool for transferring your time and your value. And the whole point of this flywheel, the ultimate goal, is to get to a place where you're no longer having to trade your precious time, hour for hour, directly for money.
All right, you ready? Let's get this flywheel spinning. First things first, we need fuel. You can't get a big, heavy wheel moving without some energy. And when it comes to your finances, that energy comes from two main places: what you earn and what you manage to save.
So, earning. That's the big initial push. For most of us, that starts with one main stream, right? Our job. But check this out. There are actually 7 potential streams of money: earned income, profit, service income, rental. You can see them all here. Now, you absolutely don't need all 7. But just imagine, the more of these little fuel lines you can hook up to your financial engine, the more power you're going to have to make that flywheel really spin.
Okay, so that's earning. Now for the other half of the fuel equation, saving. Because look, you can earn a ton of money, but if it's all just flowing right back out, your flywheel never gets heavier. It never builds momentum. Saving is what actually lets you store up that energy you're creating. So, how do you actually do it? How do you save effectively? Well, the guide lays out a really simple 2-part strategy. Step 1, and this is non-negotiable, build your emergency fund first. This is your safety net. It's what keeps a surprise car repair from derailing your entire life. Then, step 2, automate it. Seriously, pay yourself first is the mantra. You set up an automatic transfer for payday, and the money just goes into savings before you even see it. It's saving on autopilot. Okay, so the fuel is coming in, you're earning, you're saving. Now what? Where does all that energy go? Well, this is the flow part. This is all about directing that financial energy exactly where you want it to go, with purpose. We're talking budgeting and intentional spending. And you can forget about those super complicated 50-tab spreadsheets. The Bootcamp's approach is way simpler, the 4-bucket budget. The idea is that every single dollar you have gets a job. It goes into one of 4 buckets: your absolute needs, your fun lifestyle wants, paying down debt, and finally, savings and investing for your future. Just having that clarity, it completely changes the game. Spending stops being an accident and starts being a choice. So how do you actually spend from those buckets? Well, you've got different tools in your toolbox, right? There's cash, debit cards, prepaid cards, and yeah, credit cards. But here's what's really key. The focus is on using credit intentionally. A credit card isn't inherently good or bad. It's a powerful tool, and you have to use it strategically, not emotionally, to make sure you're not accidentally putting the brakes on your flywheel. Okay, now this is where it gets really, really exciting. Your system is fueled up, the flow is directed, now it's time to build some serious momentum. This is the part where your money starts working for you, instead of the other way around. We're talking about smart investing and strategic debt. This is how that flywheel starts to spin faster and faster, almost all by itself. So first, let's tackle debt. Because here's the thing, not all debt is the same. The guide makes this super clear distinction. You've got good debt and bad debt. Good debt is when you borrow money to buy an asset that's likely to go up in value. Think a mortgage for a house or a loan for a business. Bad debt is for stuff that goes down in value, like a fancy car or swiping your credit card for things you consume. One is like giving your flywheel an extra push. The other is like hitting the brakes. And now for investing. I know, this part can feel super intimidating for a lot of people, but the starting points are actually really simple. First, you want to start with accounts that give you tax breaks. Then, use simple, straightforward tools like ETFs, index funds, or even a robo-advisor that does the work for you. And hey, see a pattern here? Just like with saving, you want to automate it, set it and forget it. That consistency, month after month, is the secret sauce for building real momentum.
So you've done it. You've built this incredible system. The flywheel is humming along nicely, but we're not quite done. The last big step in this cycle is to protect it. You've got to build some defenses around this awesome money machine you've created to make sure it can handle whatever life throws at it and keep on spinning for years to come. So what do these defenses look like? Well, they mainly come in two flavors. First, you've got insurance, the basics: car, home, life insurance. This stuff protects you from those huge, unexpected financial hits that can knock you off your feet. And second, you have account protections. These are the government-backed programs that insure the money in your bank and investment accounts up to a certain amount. It's basically like putting a suit of armor on your entire financial system. And this right here, this is the final brilliant piece of the whole puzzle. Because it's not just about repeating the same loop over and over. It's about getting smarter with every single rotation of the flywheel. You learn something new. You apply it. You take a second to reflect on how it went. You refine your strategy to make it even better. And then you scale it up. This is how you go from a slow, creaky turn to truly unstoppable financial momentum. So, there you have it, the personal finance flywheel. It's clear, it's powerful, and it's a system for taking back control of your money. But remember, even the biggest flywheel starts with one single push. So the question I want to leave you with is, now that you have this framework, what's your first push going to be? What's the very first spin you're going to give your flywheel?